Let's talk about a topic that gets talked about a whole lot, but very rarely is anybody actually really honest with you about it. We're going to talk about prepper groups, we're going to talk about MAGs, mutual assistance groups, and we're just going to be honest. This is going to be part one. And really, in this video, the real purpose is I want you to really understand what a MAG is. And more importantly, I want you to understand what a mutual assistance network is. A man. I think a man is the most important thing for preppers right now to start thinking about, and I'm going to explain to you why. But first things first, we got to get our hatched out ducks into their new brooder. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because, believe it or not, these little guys are a part of my mutual assistance network.
Welcome back, everybody. So, like the description and the title say, we're going to be talking about mutual assistance groups, and this is going to be a controversial video. There's no doubt about that. Like a lot of my stuff, a lot of people don't agree, but a lot of you guys that don't agree have been doing a great job of leaving me a comment and having discourse, so I think that's great, and that's wonderful. And please, with all my videos, if you don't agree, let's talk about it. But we're going to be talking about mutual assistance groups, okay? And mutual assistance groups, I don't like the term MAG. I don't like the vernacular because realistically, it doesn't mean what it actually says it means, right? When you think of mutual assistance groups, I think naturally, based upon my understanding of the English language, groups of people that interact with each other for that give mutual assistance. So it's mutual. Everything is equal. They provide equal gifts and services to a group based upon the idea of assistance. That's not what preppers mean MAGs to be. Preppers mean MAGs to be, these ride or die motherfuckers that are going to go to the ends of the world during without real law and shit hits the fan and fuck shit up. Which is fine. I think that's, good for you. It's cool as shit, right? But with that being said, that's goes way above and beyond what a mutual assistance group is. But it's one of those words that the preparedness community has hijacked, so to speak. Not necessarily in the bad way, but they have taken this word and they have ran with it. So I use the word because if I say MAG, you have a general understanding of what I mean, right? Even though I don't think that it correlates very well, it doesn't do the crossover for me, but we understand what we're saying. And I think the most important part of this and what this video is really based around is understanding the fact that I understand that a lot of you guys want to be a part of MAGs, right? You guys want to be part of that tribe of people that's going to come together in a worst case scenario and work together and make it through, okay? I understand that that's the desire and goal for a lot of people that are in the preparedness community. Unfortunately, I think that the bar is missed severely when we start to look at preparedness from the lens of the way preppers look at it, right? I mean, and this goes down, and it's going to be full circle here, but preppers like the idea of stockpiling and hoarding things because they like the idea that this gear, I depend on this to save. This is what's going to save me, right? My guardian angel is my stockpile of gear, resources, rice, and beans. And then they look at a group of people. They look at this MAG, this mutual assistance group, as these are going to be my saviors because we're going to come together and we're going to actually fix our problems together as a collective, right? So this idea going into preparedness, in my mind, is already self-defeating because you, as an individual, are not coming up with tried, proven things to be prepared and things to be sustainable. You guys are depending on having a lot of stuff, and then now you're depending on a group of people to fix the problems collectively. You're not coming to the table with the realization of, okay, this is what I think needs to get done, and regardless if you're here or not, this is what I'm going to do, right? It's this idea of, well, we'll figure that stuff out later. I need the gears, I need the toys, I need the group of people, and then we'll figure it out. And that's why most of you guys are always going to be in the stages of wanting, right? You're always going to want more. You're always going to want to be part of that group because you're putting your faith in it. You're putting your idealism in this group of people that's going to come together and take care of you. And I get it. A lot of people see the Shofarians in Appalachia, and they're like, wow, look at this group of people that's doing the things and very sustainable, have a religious bent, and there they are in Appalachia making it happen. And then you have, Bears Tribe, which is also part of the Shofarians, that a little satellite group right there, eastern Oklahoma, right? And then you have Straightaway with Pastor Dole, right? And then you have, Southern Prepper One, Engineer 776, and their collective group of people there in South Carolina. And so you look at all these different people on YouTube, and you're like, wow, look at those guys. They have it all. They have it all together. And what I think a lot of people don't realize is the work that it took to build that. Because I hate to break it to you, the Shofarians, the straightaway, community, Engineer 776, Southern Prepper One, these people just didn't just automatically come together and be like, boom, this is you have stuff, I have stuff. You have guns, I have guns. You have rice and beans, I have rice and beans. Wow, holy shit. Now we're just going to come together and we're going to make it all happen, and we're going to solve all our problems right here, right now. It's not how it happened, man. It happened through networking. And I think that's the most important thing people have to understand is the man aspect of MAG, the Mutual Assistance Network. And I think that is something that is most missed by people in the preparedness community, because I hate to break it to you guys, at the end of the day, right, most people that are watching me, most people that are on YouTube, most YouTube influencers, the bulk majority of their encouragement and the bulk majority of their preparedness reality exist exclusively online, right? I watched, it was sent a link, what's his name? Oh, Prepper Now. He, I guess, is, taking his kids out, doing across the country trip, whatever, and actually commented on one of his videos because I actually agreed with what the guy said, Surprisingly enough, we agreed on something, and he's like, I'm driving through these red states, and I'm just saying things are different here, because usually he's just very doom and gloom. I take a lot of what he says conspiratorial, and I get it. If I lived right outside D.C., I probably would think the end of the world's happening too. But I just don't see that reality in where I'm at. And it's funny because he made a very honest assessment. He's now visiting more conservative, smaller, rustic places in the country, and he sees how we live. We live differently. All these fear-mongering things that he normally talks about, they're just not applicable out here. They're not. They're not. They're not applicable. We don't have the resources, nor do we have there's no incentive for all the things that are happening in the city to happen here. There's no infrastructure for it. There's no incentive for it. There's no money in it. It's not going to happen. And so I think it's very cool that he's starting to understand that. And, also when you're looking at people, majority of their community connection and preparedness is all online, right? And I get a lot of criticism, and and from, Prepper Now, he was one of the big drivers behind the criticism, which is good. The criticism that he gave me is super important because I wear it as a badge of honor because it's true. I get criticized a lot for not having a social media, footprint like I should, right? And I think that's good. Like, you don't understand, bro. You don't understand because you don't have social media. You don't understand what it's like to be censored. You don't understand, and that's true. Those are all good criticisms because I've insulated myself from that reality. I don't want to have to live through what you guys. I don't want to put myself through the damage that you guys are putting yourselves into by depending on it so much, right? Because what I consider my social network is what I have, my mutual assistance network, people I see in real life. You know what I mean? And so a great example of this that you guys have heard me talk about, the guy that I get ducks from. Long story short, I went to go pick up a ram from him, the ram that we have, and went to his homestead, beautiful house, property, beautiful animals, the whole 9 yards. And I noticed he had some ducks there. And I told him, are those Pekin ducks or are those swans? Because I can't tell. Big, beautiful white ducks. They do look like swans. They're just huge. And somebody in his preparedness network, because we got it talking, and he is definitely a prepper. Lady's getting too old. She can't take care of the ducks, so she rehomed them to him under the condition that he doesn't eat them. He said, okay. Good thing for me, he doesn't like duck eggs. And so I said, well, since I'm here buying buying this ram, I will buy all the duck eggs you have, because I was going to take those, go home, immediately incubate them, and boom, I was going to take those genetics and put them in my herd, which I've already started doing. I mean, you just specimens of specimens. And so we get to talking, and we actually come up with a better solution, right? Instead of me going down there and buying eggs from him and bringing them back, he's going to provide me all the eggs all the eggs that lays, I get. I then incubate them, hatch them out, drop off his share to him, keep the rest, absolutely free. So it's great for him because he gets to keep up his word. He is not going to eat the ducks this lady gave him. But he does get to have as much fresh duck meat as he wants, because old apologetic prepper is going to hatch them out, incubate, hatch them out, and I'm going to do it for free because it's going to cost me $2.30 worth of electricity. And I'm going to have all the ducks I could have for free. I don't have to go to the grocery store. I don't have to depend on the feed stores. I don't have to depend on any big agricultural system. It's all a closed loop system here. That is the true preparedness. That's what I think true social media is, right? This is my preparedness network, my mutual assistance network, my man, right? So I think it's great. We are starting some projects together. We are definitely pushing forward with a lot of different ideas and stuff. We talk regularly. I see him regularly. Great guy. He's a part of my mutual assistance network. Now, with that being said, if something happens, or I have an emergency here, is he going to be somebody I call? No. Right? He's not part of my interwoven group of people, just like I am not part of that interwoven group of people. But if you were to compare our relationship compared to most preppers in the world, I mean, they would consider what we have probably a mag, when really it's not. This is a guy that, we're doing projects with. We have a mutual understanding of mutually benefiting each other. But I wouldn't consider him to be part of my, my ride or die crew. But we have something in common. We have a preparedness mindset. We are mutually assisting each other in making sure our preparedness, goals and projects proceed forward. And, we are now networking with each other. He has goats. I don't have goats. I have sheep. My neighbor has some of the best boar goats in the state, though. So with my connections and his connections, I can be like, hey, dude, I'm looking for this. Do you know anybody? And we talk regularly. And he's like, yeah, I know somebody. Let me give them a call. Hey, I'm looking for this. Do you know anybody? Actually, I do. And so we're able to then network with his network, and my network becomes interwoven. And this is important, not for doomsday purposes, not for shit hits the fan purposes, which obviously it is. But the reason why this is important is because it gives us another option outside of the just-in-time logistical supply chain. It gives us other options where we're interacting with producers, people that produce things. And that's really easy, especially out here, because it's a way of life. But you guys can do that anywhere. There are people that are producers everywhere that you're at. But the problem is people don't want to leave the screen, right? Nobody wants to go out into the real world and prepare. People want to stay on social media, and they want it all. They want to depend. Again, they have the stockpile hoarding mentality, which I think is horrible. It's horrible for preppers because it sets the precedence for the rest of your preparedness journey. Because when you are dependent upon stockpiling, hoarding goods, just having shit, right, that becomes a crutch. And then you don't look at people as people. You look at them as, I'm dependent on you. We need a group of people so that we can come up with ideas by ourselves, with our group, and we're going to fix things. And you totally miss the building blocks of what it is to be a part of a really good, kinsman tribe of people. And so, it's one of those things where obviously out here, my majority of my prepper network is agricultural because we live an agricultural lifestyle here. But we do have a lot of people in our social network. I'm going to say social network and our preparedness network and our mutual assistance network, our man, that are producers and that do the things. And those are the people I decide to spend my time with. Like I said, there's a lot of people out there on the interwebs, a lot of influencers especially. Their entire preparedness being revolves around people they chat with online. That is their prepper network. That is their mutual assistance network. That's the whole night. It's a lot of these people they've never even seen in real life. They may have talked to them on the phone, or they may have sent emails. They may be Facebook friends or social media friends, but they don't have any real life, real person connections. And I'm telling you, if you want to be successful in your preparedness venture, you're going to have to form a network of people, and you're going to have to start with a network of people, and you're actually going to have to put in the work. Physically, people that you can physically see, touch, help, right? Another example today, I was talking to a lady that does all my gear, any kind of alterations, sewing, anything like that. I mean, she does everything. If it's raw material based, she can fabricate it, put it together. You know, she does seats for boats, motorcycles, couches, furnitures, uniforms, gear. She does gear for law enforcement, military, first responders, firefighters. She does it all. She's a great person to have in my social media group, in my mutual assistance group, my mutual assistance network, right? She's a great person to have in my network of people that, you know, I can go to for that kind of trade. Now, is she somebody that I'm necessarily going to, is she somebody I'm going to call if I'm in an emergency? No, she's not. But, you know, if I need something done, you know, if I need to drop gear off, hey, I need this vest, I need this tack vest, I need this sewn on, I need this, and this done, and I need that turnaround to be relatively quick, she got me. Right? And so, like I said, I think it's important that you actually go out there and you start these building the foundations of what it is to be in a mutual assistance network, and you start networking and you start reaching out to people that are producers, because at the end of the day, worst case scenario, like I said, I'm not worried about it, but in a worst case scenario, that's what's gonna be there. Personally, I think that the mutual assistance network template is great for convenience. Let's take a few things, right? If I want to buy a duck, the closest store that I can get a duck, I believe there's a subsidiary from Kroger where I can buy a duck, which is almost 2 hours away. If I want a duck, right? 2 hours away. If I want to get something sewn or altered, there's a small, you know, hole in the wall place about 50 minutes away. I've looked the guy up and I've talked to some people that have used him. Does good work, but my wait times are going to be a month, 2 months out, right? He's just that booked. He does it by himself. This lady operates operates from, you know, her home. She has her own little workshop. She operates from her home, and she's just down the street. She doesn't advertise. She doesn't do any of that stuff. Everything is word of mouth, and she has all the gear, all the tools, everything. It's convenience. If I want to get a professional job like her done, you know, where I need something fabricated or something, I have to go to the big city. I'm talking 2.5, 3 hours away. I got to go. So I drive 2.5 hours away, one way, spend top dollar, have to drop it off, pay more for a rush job done, have to turn around, go back, grab it. It's not convenient. Having a mutual assistance network is convenient, because literally I can just go down the street, drop my gear off, she can do her thing, and I can get it back a day later. I literally, the gear guy I got to pick up today, I dropped it off yesterday. Boom. She got to me. You know? So really, I think that people should be looking at this from a different foundational perspective. I don't have this network based upon fear. I don't put all this effort into my mutual assistance network because I'm afraid of something. I'm not doing it because I need these people to fix my problems. I'm not doing it because, you know, I need these people to be my saviors. I don't do it for that. I do it because it's convenient. Path of least resistance. Convenience, not from fear. I don't go grab these guys' eggs because I fear there's going to be no food. You know why? Because I make sure it happens. Because I do the fucking things, bros and gals. So, like I said, I really encourage you guys to change the way you look and view community, right? Like I said, the words are whatever. I don't like the words mutual assistance group. I don't like the word MAG. I don't like the terminology. But before you can have a foundational core of people that you can really depend on and trust, that can be your, you know, your rock in a solid, you know, in a solid hard time, you need to put in the groundwork now. I have people that are part of my inner group, my MAG, so to speak, right? I have those people, you know, and I'm very lucky to have them very close by. I'm very lucky to have, you know, everybody that's I would call in case of emergency. A lot of those people, they all live right next to me. I'm very blessed to have a community of people here. I'm very blessed to be in a place where I don't have to worry about, always worry about security, right? But I don't have to go to bed with one eye open or closed, you know what I mean? Because I know that I have people that are looking after my property, just like I'm looking after their property. I do have those close group of people that I can go to and I can network with. My neighbor just down here, he has a great garden. One day I want to have a garden as good as him. And he is for us. He has an open door policy. Yeah, come in, grab whatever you want. It's amazing. It's amazing. The group of people that we have in our community and how close knit we are. And so it's an amazing feeling. But that didn't happen overnight. That didn't happen just because we showed up here. No, it didn't. There was a lot of hard work that went into it. There was a lot of networking that went into it. There was a lot of groundwork that had to be laid, right? There was a lot of merit that had to be acquired and had to be shown and had to be done. That's just what it comes down to. And until you guys are willing to take that step and put yourselves out there and start networking, this is just going to be this mag idea. It's just going to be a fantasy to you. It's just going to be something that you're going to type away on the interweb, wanting and desiring to happen. It's what it is. It's one thing to talk to other people online and boost each other up. It's a completely other thing to go out there and, shake somebody's hand and say, what is it that you need? What is it that I can do for you? What is it that we can do to help benefit each other? It takes a lot more, it takes a lot more to do that. But that's what's necessary. Because if you guys really fear all the crazy conspiracy things that, we're hearing, that you guys are hearing about online, we're all hearing about, if you really truly believe that those crazy conspiracies are going to come to pass and you're not doing that, what are you doing? I mean, because at the end of the day, for most people out there, when it comes to preparedness, it's just a game. It's just a game. But I get it, because it's a game built upon fear. It's a game that's started because of fear. So if it started because of fear and doom and gloom, yeah, you're going to treat it like a game because you're not serious. So those are my suggestions. Don't start off looking for the group of people that's going to save you in the end. Don't start off looking for that. Start off looking for a network of people that have the same, beliefs as you, have the same goals as you, and see how you can help them with their goals. Like I did with this guy, very simple. I have an incubator, you have eggs. Let's make this happen, bro. And that has formed into a great relationship. Go out there and look at people as their people, right? Don't look at them as you're going to save me, or, worst case scenario. No, look at them as people, treat them with respect, treat them as people, and build a foundational relationship, not based upon fear, based upon friendship, based upon community, the normal things. So that's what I have for you guys. Go out there, get your mutual assistance networks, get those in order, man. And you'll be very amazed what it grows into. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys got something from the video. If you guys disagree with me, please let me know in the comment section below. Let's have some discourse. I love interacting with you guys in the comment section below. As always, guys, long live the Republic.